Hey there, Andrew from C1D Paintball. We're going to tell you a little story to start this one off. Years around 2009, Connor and I, our hobby at the time is not paintball. It in fact is, well, it's a lot of things. It includes video games. In particular, we love Halo. Halo 3, Halo ODST, and in 2011 it was Halo Reach. Now, in that time, a local Montreal company, they're called Mega Bloks at the time, was making toys, building toys about the Halo, well, from the Halo universe, so the figures and the ships and stuff like that. It was a bit of fun, and there was a community online that was born around it, so people that played the games and enjoyed the toys. Socialized with a whole bunch of people on Xbox Live, including a lot of people from that community. Now, it was around that time, in that community, that Connor and I met online a gentleman named Simon Key from England, who, well, he was in the community, so he liked those toys, he liked playing the game, was a cool guy. We met him, a bunch of other people. In particular, we met some of his friends he played online with. Now, Simon began having an annual kind of convention he called Bloksfest, where people from whoever wanted to go could go over to where he was in England, a town called Warrington, and they would host, like I said, a little convention. They'd play a little Halo, they'd have little toys there and that, they would talk, they would have a good time. Now, every year, Connor would ask, can we go to Bloksfest? Can we go to Bloksfest? And it was only in 2016 when they announced, like, this is going to be the last Bloksfest. Simon was the one always putting these together. I can't stress it. Very young man at the time, like 17 or something when this was happening. And so Connor asked that one last time, you know, this is the last one, can we go? So I talked with my wife, and maybe thanks to a couple of margaritas, she said, well, why don't we go there on a vacation? We'll kind of spend a day or two at this event, but we'll make it a family vacation. So we end up flying to London and taking a couple of trains to Warrington, where we finally met a bunch of the guys we'd played online with him, but in particular, we met Simon. So here's a picture of Connor and Simon. Look how young they are. They just don't know what's ahead of them. So it was an outstanding event. Great to meet everybody there. Met all kinds of old friends from online, and even some new friends. So they had a tournament. Connor did all right. He brought some hardware home. It was a lot of fun. He even did a little dual wielding with me as we were posing with some props. Yes, at one point my hair was black, but I guess at least it's there. They showed us around town one night, as a matter of fact. So our gracious hosts are showing us around town, and they're showing us the historical spot where...
It's all about the Pokemon Go.
Yeah, that's all it's about.
It's all about the Pokemon Go.
Here you can see a brick, and here
Adam, it will not be caught.
And here furthermore.
More bricks.
Another brick.
There's bricks up there too.
Oh my god. This is full of bricks. Isn't that cool?
That's right, Pokemon Go was a thing back then, was just starting out. And yes, there's a lot of bricks in the UK. Speaking of bricks, Connor and I think it was the next day, literally the next day, went and saw these bricks stacked up just in the middle of a field somewhere. Now, we're going to go back ahead 7 years, because one of the things in that community, that Halo community, in the Mega Bloks community, around that toy was making stop motion animation videos. We even dabbled in it. Simon was very big in it as well, and to the point where when Mattel buys Mega Bloks, the company becomes Mega Constructs, well, Simon is the foremost YouTube guy for that. I really don't say YouTuber, but I guess he's a YouTuber. There, I said it. So they are going to fly Mega Bloks, Mega Constructs is going to fly Simon down to Montreal, where we live, the headquarters for this toy, and they're going to do some work with him. He's actually even going to go to San Diego Comic-Con, and they're going to pay for it. So quite an experience. But when he's coming down here, he's going to be in Montreal for a few days. So of course we're going to host him. We're going to meet with Simon. We're going to give him some fine French Canadian cuisine. We're going to give him smoked meat. We're going to give him poutine. We're going to give him an all-dressed hot dog. It has coleslaw and it's steamed. And we're going to give him Michigan as well. So people from Quebec right now, either they're going, yeah, that's good to give him. They're going to say, why the hell did you give him that? Well, he ate it. He survived. I had dinner with him, but I was flying out to visit my daughter in the United States the next day, and I couldn't do what Connor took him to do, which was, of course, play paintball. There he is. He's wearing my gear, Simon. I don't let everybody wear my gear. So Connor was out there with him. As a matter of fact, it was 4 of them that day because Michael and Thomas joined Connor and Simon. They played some paintball. We bruised them up a little bit, so, it's paintball, right? We asked him if he'd played before, and he talked about, well, when he was smaller, he went out. The way his tone and everything was, it's like, you know what? He is a new player. So they're going to take him out. There was only the 4 of them this day at the field, but they had a blast in this little intimate squad. Good way to learn things, between Connor and him, old buddies and all that, from online at least. And it was a pretty good time. Now, this particular game is the first game of the day, so hence the title of the video, you always remember your first. All 4 players are playing, well, obviously they're all playing on the same field because they're playing together. They're playing on the village map. Village map has 4 little cabins that are the respective spawn areas. Each of them is going to spawn in there, and they're going to go out there, have a good time. Obviously, because it's Simon's first game, they're just going to go in there, run and gun, and like destroy him. Then gauge him, his feel, how good he is. Some people are more natural to the sport than others, so they're going to go out there just to have fun, take it a little easy on him until he's comfortable. So, without further ado, let's watch this puppy.
Okay. Alright, so that first noise, Simon, is when the game starts. Start.
Yep.
Then that's finished.
Alright.
So the Christmas one is start, that one. Yeah.
Let's do it. Domain cam.
So Simon just plugged his own channel, calling the camera the domain cam. He's got 50,000 subs. He has every right to do that. So Simon is playing this smart so far. The game starts, everybody's at their corner of the field, and he's just waiting to see where everybody goes. Now his marker is aimed at this spawn point here. Thomas is in there. Thomas is the most talented player of the 4, and Connor and Michael, the other 2 experienced players of the field, definitely knowing that on this day, he's the guy they gotta watch out for. Now Simon has moved to his left, so he is basically on the west side of the field. Looking up north, he spots Michael in this area here. Kind of hard to see on the camera, but I assure you he's there. And Simon is going to fire his first shots of the day. It's kind of a long distance, but it's free for all, so anything goes. Now you're going to see Connor on his camera when it restarts. He's gone kind of behind his barrier, and he's going to the right, which is to the east. So as he leans out there and looks to the left, he sees the guts of the field. But to his right, he's got to watch out because the green monster is to his right, and behind there is the barrier where, once again, the ever so deadly Thomas is in that area. construction. You heard Connor mention he didn't want to push Simon too hard in his first game. But Simon is pressing hard. He goes to the middle of the field and is in a building where he can see where Connor spawned, in this building here. So he's going for it. He's not going to sit back like a wallflower the whole game, is he now? Going in the middle here can be a risky move, especially with there's only 4 players, but he doesn't know how to play the map. And you know what? A lot of times experienced players will do, like, moves you shouldn't traditionally do to mix things up. And yeah, he's mixing it up. Now, when the video restarts, you'll hear Connor mention that I heard somebody move in a building. Simon's got some big construction boots on. It's always good to have a paintball field, by the way, because it gives your ankle support. But in that building, they kind of clonk on the ground. That's the actual sound, clonk. And so everybody knows where he is. They actually told Simon after, you know, with your boots, kind of a giveaway in buildings. So Simon did his best for the rest of the day to kind of be a little tiptoeish around the field. At least in buildings. Tiptoeish. Yes, I invented a word. You gotta be creative every day. Try to do something creative. And today, as I record this, I created the term tiptoeish. So yes, Connor will focus on that sound, zero in on it, and that sound, that's Simon. Alright, freeze frame, Connor's camera in the top right. He's angled off towards the middle of the field. To his right, I'm going to remind you, Thomas is in the spawn point behind the green monster. Why am I pointing this out? I think you might know why.
Whew, great shot. Hit, coming out in the middle. Hit. I'm walking through the middle, I'm hit.
So Connor is out. You're going to see him retreat off the field on Simon's main camera, the only camera left in play right now. Thomas with the one tap, it's a pump. So of course it's a one tap because it's one shot at a time. Thomas takes Connor out. Simon is aware that there's somebody to his left now. So Simon moves once again, trying to get a better angle on whoever's left on the field, especially that guy on the left who is Thomas.
Good shot. I'm coming up. Hit. Where'd he get you?
I don't know, it just sort of blew up all over me.
I don't think you got hit.
Oh, it hit my gun.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you're out. You got me off straight away.
Wow. Did I cut you?
So Simon leans a little too far out from the barrier in the middle of the field, totally exposed. So Thomas, we're going to use that one tap again. He pump marker, hits him out. He is out in his first game, not too bad. Now he's going to go off the field. It's going to be a 1v1 between Thomas and Michael, and Connor and Simon have good seats to watch this one.
Fairly aggressive pushing.
remember too, against Thomas, you have the advantage. You can shoot more than he can at once.
Wait, what's up?
You got the advantage on Thomas because he shoots one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he can do it fast, but you can shoot like 5 in a, like,
He pump reloads every time.
yeah. And he only has 8 shots and he has to reload his gun.
Mm.
That's why he doesn't shoot often. Too late.
I've got to have one pro with all the kids.
Killed all of us!
Took us 2 out with 1 shot.
All right, Thomas is victorious on the free-for-all. Taking all 3, obviously, and there's only 4 people, taking all 3 of the guys out. A fun little match to start the game. There will be more matches. You never forget your first paintball game. Pretty decent one. Got a lot more in this series. And remember, just like these guys just going out, making the best of just 4 of them being out there. Do what you can. Experiment. Try something different. Adjust your game to the players out there you're with. Because remember, at the end of the day, it's just a game.
Game over.